Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sacramento Special Report. This is Bill Quaid bringing you tonight's segment. As you may have surmised from the introduction, this is Hot Street, brought to you by Sacramento Special Report. With me today, Brian Spine. He had the opportunity to speak with some very interesting individuals in the streets of Sacramento, where we all know the best information can be got. So you can hear it here first, Sacramento. Tell us, Brian.
We're talking weather this week. It's called Hot Street for a reason, right? As you know, the weather in Sacramento changes overnight. It goes from 75 degrees to 100 degrees in a day. It's tough out there. It's tough on us. So Sacramento is in the early stages, the alpha stages, the beta stages of implementing a weather machine into the city. There will be points all over the city of different weather orbs where once these orbs are accessed, they can create temperature differentials for the entire biome.
Biome creating temperature differential orbs.
Temperature modules.
Temperature modules.
Temperature orb modules. We call them TOMs. And these TOMs will be put up all over the city, on your front lawn, on street lights, everywhere. They can change the temperature overnight by 2 degrees. In 10 days, you can have a 20-degree difference in weather.
Now that sounds like something Sacramento would get behind.
And we did. We went on the street and we went and found out if these Sacramentans were behind it or not.
Let's take a look.
About a week ago, it's about 75 degrees here in Sacramento, right? Basically, overnight, it hits 100. How does that make you feel?
Great. In the heat, and lukewarm, I can move a lot, do a lot of things. And as you see, I like the drum.
So let's say it's December, it's freezing cold, it's raining, it's all that. If you could, would you change the weather? Would you play God and change the weather?
To be honest with you, yeah, absolutely.
You don't think that's too much power?
No.
They're in the beta stages of bringing in a weather machine. They look like this. This is a mock-up. These have potential to be put around the city and change the temperature of an entire city overnight, 2 to 3 degrees. Are you in favor of something like this?
No.
Why not?
Changing the weather, that's something what God would do. I wouldn't approve it, actually.
You just said you would play God, though, to change the weather.
Yeah, absolutely. I will, but that's too sincere. That's too sincere. That's too much power.
That's not what God wants. I feel like that's not what Mother Nature wants for us. That's just scientists. That's just no. And I'm educated. I'm very educated.
Where'd you go to school?
In San Diego State. Okay, but am I educated in like weatherology? No, but I just feel like that would just be like, no.
That woman right there claims to be educated, but she's no weatherologist in her own words.
Gotcha, Sacramento.
These are the Hot Street. These are the people that make up Hot Street.
If you don't like the weather in Sacramento, just wait a day. It will change.
I'm here with Roman. Roman, the Sacramento weather, it's brutal, right?
I think it's really hot, but living in Sacramento my whole life, it's something I've learned to adapt to, and it's just part of living in Sacramento.
If you could alter this weather in any way, would you do that? If you had the ability, essentially to play God, would you do that?
Absolutely, I'd make it 75 every day.
They can change the temperature from 1 degree to 2.5 degrees almost overnight. Would you be a fan of implementing these into the city?
I'd have to look into it. Is the government behind it?
Well, yeah, of course.
We'll see on that.
If you had a guy like a figurehead like Elon Musk behind it, would that change your mind?
I'd have to do further research.
Okay, so you like to do your research. That's good to know. But you did say you would play God and change the temperature if you could, correct?
To an extent, it would depend on who's controlling it.
Great, Roman, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Now this individual here, he looks like a professional. Now, he's doing his job, and he still has things to say. How did that strike you?
He's not a coward. He's confident. He knows the city. He knows the city in and out. He knows how to do his work so well, he can take time out of his day, stay on the clock, and speak to us about the city as a whole. And we respect that.
That's Hot Street right there.
That's Hot Street.
Brian Spine here. I'm here with
Tyson Graff.
Dyson or
Tyson.
Tyson.
Like Mike Tyson.
Or the chicken nuggets. Sorry, yeah. Well, Sacramento weather. Overnight, it goes from 75 degrees to almost 100. How does that make you feel?
Well, I'm a musician, so I spend most of my time inside, so it's not too much of an inconvenience.
If you could alter the weather to make that transition smoother or make the summers less brutal, would you do that?
It's kind of nice having the different seasons. That's one of the things I like about Sacramento. It has winter, and spring, fall, summer.
I will let you know there is kind of a bill in the early stages right now to implement these weather. These go on top of like street lights and stuff. They can change the weather 2 to 3 degrees overnight. How do you feel about Sacramento implementing something like that?
Where would the money come from?
The people, obviously.
Taxes. I think we're fine. I think we're okay. Yeah. You can always be inside if you want to.
Well, Tyson, it's great talking to you. Thank you very much.
You talk, we listen.
RC Cola.
Fit for a king.
Good evening, Sacramento. Thank you for choosing SSR as your source for high-quality, hard-hitting local coverage. Now, SSR, of course, only operates with your support. So please, subscribe, and you can always say that you heard it here first.